Most people confuse daydreaming with manifestation, but one creates nothing, while the other creates everything. Let me explain. Daydreaming is passive. It's like watching a random movie in your head. Fun, but powerless. You drift, you imagine, and then nothing changes. Manifestation, though, is different. It's focused. It's deliberate. It's when you choose a scene that implies your desire is already fulfilled, and you live in it with feeling. Neville Goddard said imagination is not just fantasy, it's creation. When you imagine with emotion, your subconscious accepts it as fact. And your subconscious doesn't argue, it simply reshapes reality to match what you impressed upon it. That's why manifestation works, and daydreaming doesn't. One is entertainment, the other is instruction to the mind. So here's the truth. Every time you imagine, you're standing at a fork in the road. Will you drift in empty daydreams? Or will you direct your imagination to create your future? Because the moment you start imagining with intention and feeling, life has no choice but to follow. Here's the truth. Daydreaming and manifestation may look the same on the surface, but they are worlds apart. One keeps you stuck in wishful thinking, while the other has the power to reshape your entire reality. Daydreaming is passive. It's when you let your mind wander without direction. You think of what could happen, or what you wish would happen, but there's no intention behind it. It's like flipping through random TV channels. You enjoy it for a moment, but once it's gone, nothing in your life has changed. Manifestation, as Neville Goddard taught, is intentional. It's when you choose a scene, one single imaginal act, that implies your desire is already fulfilled, and you step into it with feeling. Instead of saying, "I hope this happens one day," manifestation says, "This has already happened in my imagination, and therefore, it must appear in my world." Here's where most people get it wrong. Daydreaming is fantasy, but manifestation is creation. Why? Because your subconscious mind doesn't respond to random thoughts. It responds to felt experiences. When you feel the wish fulfilled, your subconscious accepts it as truth. And the moment it accepts it, life begins to shift to match that new truth. So while daydreams fade away, manifestation plants a seed in your subconscious that grows into your outer world. Think about money. A daydreamer says, "Wouldn't it be nice if I had more money?" They picture it vaguely, then go back to feeling broke. Nothing changes. But someone practicing manifestation says, "I already feel the relief of paying every bill with ease. I already feel the freedom of abundance." They live that experience inside, until it feels natural. And once it feels natural, the world rearranges itself to match it. Think about this. A person who daydreams about wealth says, "Wouldn't it be nice if I had money?" They picture it faintly, maybe even smile for a second, but deep down, they still feel broke. So life reflects that feeling, and nothing changes. But someone who manifests says, "I already feel the relief of paying every bill with ease. I already feel the joy of freedom." They don't just wish for money, they live in the feeling of already having it. And once that feeling becomes natural, the outer world bends to reflect it. It's the same with love, health, success, or any desire. Daydreaming says, "Maybe someday." Manifestation says, "It's done now." And here's the key. Your subconscious doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's vividly imagined. If you feel it as real, it becomes real. Neville often reminded us, imagination creates reality. This isn't a metaphor, it's law. Every time you imagine with feeling, you're planting a seed. Some people scatter seeds carelessly, with daydreams that lead nowhere. Others plant intentionally, nurturing one vision until it takes root. Which one do you want to be? So the next time you catch yourself lost in thought, pause and ask, am I wasting this moment in daydreams? Or am I planting the seeds of the life I want? Because the difference is huge. Daydreaming keeps you entertained, but manifestation transforms your life. And when you begin to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, when you live from the end, you'll realize what Neville meant. Your imagination is not just an escape, it is the power that writes your future. Most people confuse daydreaming with manifestation, but one creates nothing, while the other creates everything. Let me explain. Daydreaming is passive. It's like watching a random movie in your head. You drift into pleasant thoughts, maybe imagine what you'd like to have, but there's no real intention behind it. It's just a temporary escape, and once you wake up from it, nothing in your life has changed. Manifestation, though, is very different. It's not about hoping or wishing, it's about deliberately choosing a scene that implies your desire is already fulfilled, and then stepping into that scene with real feeling. You're not just entertaining yourself, you're planting a seed in your subconscious mind. Neville Goddard taught that imagination is not just fantasy, it is creation. The images you hold with conviction, especially when you add the emotion of already having them, are accepted by the subconscious as truth. And your subconscious doesn't argue, it doesn't say this is real or this is fake. It simply reflects whatever you impress upon it. Think about money. A person who daydreams might say, "Wouldn't it be nice if I had a lot of money?" They might picture themselves rich for a moment, smile at the thought, and then go back to feeling broke and stressed. Nothing happens because their dominant feeling hasn't changed. But someone who manifests approaches it differently. They say, "I already feel the freedom of abundance. I already feel the joy of financial ease." They close their eyes and live in that moment until it feels completely natural. And once it feels natural inside, the world outside begins to shift to match it. It's the same with love, success, or health. Daydreaming says, "Maybe one day this will happen." Manifestation says, "It's already done. I am living it now." And here's the practical truth. Your subconscious cannot tell the difference between what's real and what's vividly imagined. If you experience it as real within, you will experience it as real without. Neville gave a famous exercise known as the ladder technique. He told his students to imagine themselves climbing a ladder every night before sleep, to feel their hands grabbing the sides, to feel their feet stepping up, and to repeat to themselves, "I am climbing a ladder." Then, during the day, he told them to affirm the opposite, "I will not climb a ladder." Within a week, almost all of them found themselves climbing a ladder in real life. Why? Because the subconscious obeys what is impressed with feeling, not what is denied with words. That's manifestation. Daydreaming could never produce something so direct, because daydreaming doesn't plant a command in the subconscious. It just entertains the conscious mind. So here's the real difference. Daydreaming is random, weak, and fleeting. Manifestation is focused, intentional, and creative. Daydreaming lets your thoughts wander like a cloud passing by. Manifestation picks a destination and builds the road to get there. Neville often reminded us, imagination creates reality. This isn't a metaphor. It's a law. Every moment you're imagining, you're shaping your future, whether you do it consciously or unconsciously. Some people scatter their imagination on fears, doubts, and empty fantasies. Others take control, direct it with purpose, and transform their lives. Which one will you choose? So the next time you catch yourself drifting into thought, pause and ask, am I wasting this moment in daydreams? Or am I planting the seeds of the life I want? Because the difference is huge. Daydreaming keeps you entertained. Manifestation reshapes your world. And when you begin to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, when you live as though it is already done, you'll discover the power Neville spoke of. You'll realize that your imagination is not an escape at all. It is the creative power of God within you. It is the invisible force writing the script of your future.